And I would like your attention up here on the main stage because I am bringing a very special guest to come and deliver a keynote address. Now, quite often at these events, for the most senior government officials in the Hong Kong government, I am frequently asked to keep the introductions content light, just the basics. So I will just say that I am thrilled to introduce for the second time in 2 years on this stage, and the second time on a week, to the stage to address this audience. Ladies and gentlemen, we now welcome the Financial Secretary of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of the People's Republic of China. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honorable Paul Chan.
Eddie, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Oh, what a stimulating and hardworking morning. I know you all treasure this little lunch break and look forward to your main course. So I would keep my remarks brief. I wish to update you on two subjects. One relates to Hong Kong's capital market development in terms of fund flows, and the other is about Hong Kong's economy. On the first subject, it is about Hong Kong's unique role in our country's prudent and orderly opening of her capital market and enabling mainland capital to go global, as well as internationalization of the renminbi. In all this, Hong Kong's connectivity and international facing are the key. On facilitating capital flow, perhaps let me highlight the recent enhancements to our Connect schemes with the mainland. As you all know, the Connect scheme was first introduced back in November 2014, starting between Hong Kong and Shanghai in the stock market, and then extended to Shenzhen. And in 2017, it was Bond Connect, and in 2021, start to extend to index futures. 2022, inclusion of ETF in the Connect. And this year, there are a couple of important enhancements and developments that I would like to highlight to you. One is extending the Connect, from products to derivatives, meaning that from stock, bonds, ETF, to risk management products, like interest rate swaps, A50 index futures. Of course, from investors' standpoint, this may not be enough. So going forward, we'll continue to work hard on things like bond futures, A50 index options. So that is on derivatives. The second development that I would like to highlight is renminbi-denominated products. As some of you may know, now on our stock exchange, 24 major stocks can be traded at the same time in both Hong Kong dollar and renminbi. And what is more is that we are working very hard for this, what we call the RMB counter, to be included in the Southbound Connect, so that mainland investors can access these stocks by using their renminbi without the need of going through extra costs and foreign exchange risks. And what is more, we are working with the regulators, with the blessings from the mainland authority, to include international companies listed on our stock exchange to be included in the Southbound Connect. This is very important. Consider A company from the Middle East coming here for listing would be able to access both international and mainland capital. The liquidity would be very different, so that the valuation will properly reflect that. We are also, at the moment, trying very hard to diversify the listing of the issuers to our stock exchange and international capital. Earlier on, when you heard the speeches from my colleagues, you will know that given the geopolitical tensions, traditional markets, US, Europe, continue to be very important. But at the same time, we need to diversify, and we need to work hard to attract more liquidity and more quality issuers to come. And that is one on the connectivity arrangement. The second subject I would like to share with you is about Hong Kong economy. This year, despite the external headwinds, very complex and changing circumstances, we expect our GDP growth to be over 3%. Well, it is a little slower than what we would like to see, but this recovery effort is sustaining. And with the connectivity with the international community to continue to improve by having full resumptions, say for example, in international flight connections, more visitors will come and more business will flow from that. Looking into the short term, the major driver of our economic growth for the rest of this year and perhaps into the first quarter would continue to be export of services, tourism arrival, and private consumption. Going into the medium term, the way we see it is that the twin engines of growth for Hong Kong economy would be financial services and technology and innovation. Financial services is obvious, so I do not need to elaborate. On innovation and technology, allow me to spend a few minutes. Over the past few years, the government has invested close to 200 billion Hong Kong dollar into the innovation and technology sector in order to build a vibrant ecosystem, in order to attract more companies to come, in order to bring a sustainable driver to our economy. And this is important to us, not just for the economy's sake, but also hoping that it will give our people better quality job options. In this attempt, we have chosen 4 areas to focus our energy. One is artificial intelligence and big data analytics. The second one is health science, biotech. And the third one is fintech. And finally, new material, advanced manufacturing. We know that building such an ecosystem is not easy. In order to fast-track this development, since October last year, we launched 2 new initiatives. One is to attract strategic businesses to come to Hong Kong to set up their operation. The second is to attract talents to come. So since December last year to the end of September, we have managed to attract more than 30 companies coming to Hong Kong. Altogether, in the initial years, they will invest over 30 billion Hong Kong dollars and creating about 10,000 jobs, and most of which are research and managerial jobs. And there are much more in the pipeline. And in this pursuit, we have also made good use of our physical reserve. And we have set up a Hong Kong investment company. The purpose of this company is that in the process of negotiating with these companies, of course, we want them to have certain commitment as to the level of investment, the level of employment, the level of technology that they are bringing in. So in return for that, if they want us to take a minority stake so that we put money to where our mouth is, we are willing to do so. And this Hong Kong investment company is now up and running. That is one part of the Hong Kong IC's responsibility. The other part is through the Hong Kong IC, we dish out mandates to general partners, asking them to use that money into the sectors that we want to drive, into sectors that would facilitate the longer-term development of Hong Kong. So that is on attracting businesses and Hong Kong IC. In terms of talent, since we launched our top talent admission schemes and relaxed certain other restrictions in other talent admission schemes, up till the end of September, we have received over 180,000 applications, and we have approved over 100,000 of them. And in fact, over 70,000 of those talents have already arrived, come to Hong Kong. And we are also making other facilitating measures to ease their settling into our community, including a one-stop window to assist the education of the finding of international school places, finding their residents. We also, in terms of stamp duty, in connection with purchase of residential properties, we also do some relaxations for them. So we are making good progress on both fronts. We are continue to work hard on that because we believe by doing so, it would expedite our economic development and making Hong Kong even more attractive to businesses and talents. And finally, if I may also mention, in the coming decade, we will be making massive investments in infrastructure, not just land supply, not just residential house, but also in terms of transport infrastructure, the connectivity with the GBA. So for those of you in the financial sector, I think this is huge opportunities. And we welcome you to co-invest with us, to work with us. Finally, thank you for this opportunity to speak to you. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to you all for joining us at this event. We appreciate very much your support. And we do hope that apart from work, please do enjoy the city. Thank you.